Hello everyone, Enchanted Emerald. Welcome back to my channel. This is Melissa bringing you a reading today for Sunday, November 9th, 2025, because Sundays are for self-care and because today the Mercury Retrograde starts. This is definitely a time for us to connect with our energies, really thinking about what it is that we need to do in order to be able to get us through what is happening around us today. And so out of the Sacred Self-Care deck, we do have the energy work card showing up for us. So this is really a time here I'm feeling for us to stand our ground, right? Like you could be in a situation where you're feeling a little bit powerless, a little bit hopeless in terms of changing a situation or dealing with a situation. And I really feel as though this is something that's coming out of feeling a little bit disenfranchised when it comes to parts of self, right? Where you're feeling the static. You're really not able to connect with that inner voice of wisdom. And as a result, you're just feeling a little bit disconnected, right? And so this can be very common when it comes to working through trauma or being in a traumatic situation and entering into some sort of a survival mode, right? So in that you get lost a little bit and you lose yourself because you're able to just be very keenly aware of the situation, what it is that you need to do in order to get through that. But on the other side of that, what that looks like is this sense of self that you kind of lose throughout that whole thing is a result of not necessarily taking care of all of your facets of wellness. So when we talk about our facets of wellness, right, we have our physical health, our emotional health, our spiritual health, right? If any of those things are not jiving, if you're not able to focus on those things and feed that, fuel that fire, then it comes to a point where you're feeling a little bit as though, man, I feel like I'm not feeling good about things or good about this outlook of this situation, right? And so we want to be able to start right now, working on integrating that back into your life, right? So we are going to be breathing life into ourselves. And so sure, you might be feeling a little bit scattered. You might not necessarily feel safe, especially if this is a new situation. You're not in your element. It can be a little bit unnerving. But start working on today, right now, connecting with what it is that makes you you, right? And so when we're saying we're not in our element, well, what is your element? Let's work with those things. And so if you're a fire sign, if you're Aries, Leo, Sag, this is a good time for you to focus on exercise, implementing assertive boundaries, start new creative endeavors, really pour your heart into those things. And you can help to get some clarity through all of that. If you're an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, really feel like, stepping into a space where you're delving into your work more or being focused on your work to get through things, right? Like you're being very practical about things. Perhaps you're organizing your environment. Those would be things to help you at this time. Air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. For you, I think it's journaling that could really get you through a tough time right now. Connecting with others. There could be sparks of inspiration that come from conversations that you're having with other people. Teaching yourself something new, learning something new, reading about, researching something new, right? Could also be very good for you right now. And when it comes to the water signs, last but not least, of course, the Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, really feeling as though meditation is going to be very beneficial for you right now. Allowing that intuition to flow, to connect with your intuition, right? Follow your gut instincts right now would be very beneficial. And then invite in some balance with things that you do that brings you joy, things that you do in order to invite in that balance. Whether you enjoy painting, whether you enjoy going to get a massage, whatever your typical self-care looks like, incorporate many of those things if you need to in order to invite that balance in right now, right? Because ultimately, this is a time where we're going to be washing away a lot of this old version of ourselves, right? These worn out patterns, these outdated things, these beliefs, these outdated beliefs that you have, these things are going to start to wash away because you're birthing a new version of yourself, right? And this is going to really require you to kind of take a step back and think about where it is that you need to reassess things. Where are you compromising too much, right? Where are you giving too much of yourself? Where is it that you're standing on a certain side of an argument, right? In terms of what your beliefs are. So I think ultimately it's important here right now too, to just know that you are deserving, you are worthy, and you've come too far to settle at this point, right? So where is it that you need to pull back a bit? Where is it that you need to take a step back and really allow yourself to start to protect your own energy, not be so involved and overwhelmed with that, to kind of decrease that static, to allow some of these insights to kind of flow in for you. I think that just simply pulling back is going to be so potent for us right now. It helps to set boundaries with other people, and it allows you to get clear on your situation as more of those insights start to flow, because there's less static, right? You're starting to get more connected with self. And so this is really allowing us to kind of make a statement to the universe that, listen, I'm not playing anymore. I'm done with this and I'm ready for something new, right? And so I think most importantly, it's really leaving room for us to grow, to step into spaces, new spaces and areas, step into who we are called to be and meant to be. And whatever it is that you're feeling pulled to do at this time, this is a time for you to start taking those actions, start taking steps towards that, right? And I think ultimately, it will be leaving you in a space where you're feeling a little bit more nurtured. You're going to be more excited about things, excited about what's showing up for you. You're going to feel cradled inevitably by the universe as your dreams start to kind of fall into place, right? It's you feeling heard and seen by the universe, you feeling as though you're capable of managing this and having your dreams happen for you and come to fruition, right? Capable of putting the work in to get into that space. And so it is showing up for you exactly who you are, right? And there's nothing that you need to do to change in order to claim this as it starts falling into place, because you are worthy, you are deserving. It's an inherent thing within you. But we must be willing to let go of those older versions of ourselves or those older beliefs. And you have to start to challenge those thought patterns that are showing up for you in order to be able to be open enough for these things to start happening for you, right? So take some time today to really sit with this, sit in some meditation, close your eyes, feel into your body, and identify, in your heart where it is that you're standing. Where is your emotion sitting in your body? And what is that emotion? And what is it that you need to do in order to move through this energy to invite in the new? And so whether that looks like throwing on some binaural beats and putting that on your headphones and going for a walk outside, playing an instrument, throw some essential oils in the diffuser. I think frankincense could be very helpful at this time to really call in that calm and help to improve some of that focus to allow those insights to flow. And if you are feeling called to reach out to a energy practitioner, I am available, and you can message me at enchantedemeraldny@gmail.com. As always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great Sunday.